Welcome back to the O Monologue Podcast with your host, me, Omar, aka Young Burnout, aka Young Astronaut. I'm totally feeling the burnout right now, though. Not that I'm high or anything like that, I'm just really tired. I woke up kind of late today, but I still wanted to record this podcast. It's been an interesting week, although not much happened. Last week I had said at the end of the podcast that I wasn't going to do anything, and I actually didn't do anything, but I actually went to the park one day. Oh, also, if I sound kind of sick, it's because I think I'm catching up on something. I don't know what though, but fuck it, maybe it's allergies, because goddamn, I woke up and had the sniffles and felt kind of like shit. Well, yeah, it was, last week I said I wasn't going to do anything because I'm hella depressed, but I eventually, mustered up some courage and did some shit by myself. And that's just like, I had bought this little notebook at like Walmart on one day, and I decided that I was going to use that notebook as like my creative outlet where I write down the movie ideas and film ideas and video ideas that I've had. Are they all the same thing? Movie, film, I don't know, those and videos. I mean, video is just basically a long, no wait, movie is basically just a very long and well produced video. So all of those things are all the same, sort of. I went to the park with that notebook and started writing shit down, like my film ideas that I've accumulated through the years. What I don't know is whether or not, well, I should make just a simple list and have like a little synopsis about each film idea that I had, but all of these film ideas require like huge production sets and at least like very good quality, not even cameras, just more cameras than I already have. So I look at these music videos, the few that I've seen, and they're like highly well produced and so good looking that it could be its own like short film. So I'm here like, damn, I would like to start working on my stuff, but not only does my camera have a shitty mic, it doesn't even bring like an output or like some shit like that allows me to put a mic. So I'm just looking around. Well, actually, I haven't really bothered to start looking around. It's been on my to-do list to find like this, like a camcorder, something that could be I could pay for like maybe like $500 to $600. Anything that I could just start using to record stuff. Not those little handheld camcorders with a little strap and your little like flip thingy. Although that would be much better than my situation. I would like to have one of those actual like movie camera ones with the big there's like this huge lens that kind of looks squarish, and you put your eye through a little thing that sticks out of the camera, and that's like a little vision thing. I'm really out of place with my camera analogy, language, whatever. But yeah, I just have to look around and look for cameras that are worth buying. That are reason why I'm looking for that expensive is not only the quality but all the features that would come with it. I mean, if I can connect let's say a mic to it, or I wouldn't even know. Like I said, I have to look through camera stuff to catch up on that shit. But I am grateful that I'm starting cinematography school later this year, so I can actually get my knowledge up on that. But yeah, I went to the park and wrote shit down. I wanted to write more stuff down, but I had to leave. And today I'm not really doing much. So I could go to the gym, which I will do once I finish here. I could probably watch a movie later today. And yeah, I mean, just a regular Tuesday. I don't expect much to come out of it unless I'm told to hang out or something like that. But hey, I don't mind just hanging out by myself, especially since I just started writing shit down in my notebook. And yeah, talking about movies, last week I talked about watching, I think it was called Valerian, and after reading some reviews and like the timing and all of that shit, it's not that great of a movie. I don't know what it got in Rotten Tomatoes. I think it was like a less than I don't know if it was less than 60 or less than 50, but I did hear that it was kind of a shitty movie with like little to no plot. Now, the reason why I wanted to watch it is because I work in an animation studio, so anything that constitutes a 3D environment, I'm there, because I can easily pinpoint, oh, this was done that way. This is like a little mini VFX breakdown in my head on how they made that scene look, or like how that building crashed, or how the terrain interacted with like a meteor or some bullshit like that. I don't know. But I did watch Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde was so good. It reminded it. I mean, it didn't really remind me of like 007 or shit like that. Like the trailers were saying that reviewers were talking about how it was like Tom Cruise, like a female Tom Cruise or some shit like that. I mean, I haven't seen any Tom. Well, yeah, I technically haven't seen a lot of Tom Cruise movies, like Top Gun. I haven't seen the new Mummy. I haven't seen. I haven't seen a lot of Mission Impossibles. I think I've seen 3, like number 3, and whatever movie starts off with the scene of him climbing the rock. I don't know if that was 3, but he was climbing the rock and then almost fell off, and then the movie started with him climbing the peak of that mountain, cliff. I'm not sure. I think it was a cliff, actually. Yeah, I think it was a cliff. But right. Atomic Blonde was this movie about like some spy. I don't know, I think it was like this English spy who was double crossed from the informant that the company that hired her. Yeah, like the company that hired her sort of like pulled some shit down under her, where I think they wanted her killed or something like that. I mean, I would say that's a spoiler, but she doesn't die. So, but the movie is really crazy, where this, I think her name is Charlize Theron. Charlie Theron. This really cool chick with a really skinny blonde chick. Well, I don't think she's blonde. Just goes out around and like sort of goes through like detective work, finds out who did this, gets sidetracked by like some French informant, and they eventually find out that they both get fucked over by the same guy, and one of Atomic Blonde finds this guy, does something, I mean, whatever, kills him, and then later in the year, I don't know how long it was from like in regards of canon, but shortly after, she goes and talks to like the main boss out of like yeah, basically like the main boss, and kills him in a very satisfying, stunning way. Yeah, don't fuck with Atomic Blonde. She's dope. Everybody go watch that movie. It has a cool premise where she's being interrogated, and the movie is being based off the interrogation. And it was cool too, because not a lot of people. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of creativity coming from the credits scene, like the beginning credits, where, you know, just passing words as like people walk around, or like setting the establishing shot. But this movie had cool, like it made it look like somebody was doing graffiti over the screen. They had maybe like a piece of paper and like words cut out of the paper, so when they started spraying all over the paper, you know, the words would pop up. That's exactly how it would in the opening credit scene. It was dope. It was something very, very, very unique to me, because I really didn't expect myself to see anything other than just, you know, some words passing by. So it was nice, like, creatively. Yeah, everybody should go watch that movie. I'm really excited about this movie that's coming out called the Detroit. I think it had to do with like the riots that were going down in Detroit, and how things had to been kept hush between police and civilians, because the police were corrupted. And I don't know what time it was set on. I think it was set on like at a certain year where the like riots in Detroit were immense. Or I think it was a white cop killed a black person, and they tried to hold it the community, and then the community finds out and then riots. I'm not sure. I mean, that's what the trailer seemed like it looked like, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't really see much into it, but I'm really excited about that movie. Detroit, I think it comes out on Friday. I might watch that. I don't know when. Oh yeah, There's a movie called Dark Tower coming out too. I mean, the only reason why I say that, I mean, I might watch Dark Tower only because it's based on a Stephen King novel. I'm not gonna go watch it for like Idris Elba or Matthew McConaughey. He's like, everyone walks, dies. Why does Matthew McConaughey have such a strong lisp, man? Like, it's not even talking shit about the actor himself. Well, I am. Or like, not even talking shit about his body of work. I'm just talking about his lisp. Everyone walks. Everyone dies. With his loudest whistle I've ever heard. I don't know. Anyway, reason why I'm gonna watch is just based on a Stephen King movie. It's a funny story, actually. Last week I shared a Xanax story. That same dude that did a bunch of Xanax was actually, he actually loved to read books, from what I remember, because there was one time we were messing around in his garage and we were smoking or whatever, and I'm sitting on the couch and then he's playing some video games or whatever, and then I look up behind, like, there's a wall behind us, and there's like a storage or like a bunch of shelves, like a whole bunch of shit, and I'm like, yo, what are in these boxes, man? He let me look through the boxes, and one box was full of toys, like full of like Dragon Ball Z toys, like Vegeta and Goku and like Broly and like Master Roshi, like all of these like old, super old, like little toy figures that you could move their bodies around, and it was dope because you could make like little like scenes where someone's doing a Kamehameha to like sell or something like that. It was dope. It was really dope. And then that was on one box, and then the other box was just full of books, full books. And I asked him, like, yo, did you read all of these? And he's like, he read some of them. He wanted to catch up with all of them, but I think he dropped out of high school. Once he dropped out of high school, he read a lot, and then shortly after he found like a dealer, I guess, or something, like probably just weed, but probably not just weed. And decided to distribute, and I was one of his customers. Now he doesn't do it anymore. That's why I was there in the garage with him smoking a lot. Yeah. So found a box of books, and then there were a bunch of Stephen King novels, and then one of them, I was asking him, yo, can I borrow one? And he's like, yeah, man, sure. And the first one that I looked up was The Dark Tower. And the only reason why I found it interesting was because it had the dark. It was dark, and the tower. I don't know. I would expect some some spiritual demons running amok in a tower, and someone just had to like stumble across it and either destroy the main demon or just have to research these demons. I don't know. But he was like, it's alright. It's nothing worth the while. And I was like, alright, bet. I looked around and I saw one. I mean, it's in front of me, but I don't have my glasses. I think it's called The Dark One, or it's not The Dark Tower for sure. Wow. I feel like a fucking nerd trying to look for my glasses. I actually just walked up to it. It's called The Dead Zone by Stephen King. I haven't really finished the book. I know it had to do with some guy that loved his wife and died. Well, got in a car crash and got in a coma or something like that. Yeah, it's the coma. And then I think there's like another story in the same book where this couple goes to like a state fair, and I guess like the lady eats something bad, like a hot dog or something like that, gets really, really, really sick, but like deathly sick. I don't know if it's a coma sick, but like deathly sick. Thought it was a stomachache, but they said it was just much worse. I don't know how they connect, but Yeah, it's a Stephen King movie, and I really do recommend Stephen King movies. There's a new movie called It. I don't know how long it's gonna be out. I mean, I don't know how long until it's gonna be out. But yo, one of my fucking secrets is, I mean, I don't give a shit. People know this already. That I fucking hate clowns. Clowns are the worst. Why do full grown men decide to wear all white makeup with big, huge red dots on their cheeks, some red chin, and they have to put lipstick on because they have to make the color match, which is even fucking creepier. Some big old like red eyes, red dots on the eyes. Oh my god, there's nothing worse than envisioning a fucking person with full blown makeup, and not even it's like it's worse because if you try to compare it to a chick's like face, they like alright, they have foundation, they know how to contour, they know their job, like not their job, they know how their expertise is makeup. But if I go around and I look at some fat dude living by himself, watching fucking Bullwinkle and rocking Bullwinkle because he's that old, and his living is to put on a fucking ugly ass frilly polka dot shirt and some overalls or whatever the fuck clowns wear, with them oversized boots, fucking size 20 up on them shits. This fucking rainbow afro. Yeah, it's like I'm having PTSD, man. I'm like having fucking flash warbacks. Oh my god, fuck clowns, dude. I particularly never liked clowns. Seriously, like when they have to wear bald caps, or when they're just bald and they want to have the hair to the side, like some fucking schmo from, I don't even know his name, schmo. One of the Joe schmoes from the Three Stooges, having his hair onto the side, not even to the side, around like a ring, but not on the top. Fucking clowns, man. So then there's It. I remember a long time ago, actually, in high school, I was telling my high school girlfriend at the time, where I was like, I'm scared of clowns, but I really do want to watch It. Maybe it could help me conquer the fear. That she was just basically saying, no, do not, I don't recommend it. And I mean, I wanted to ask why, but I don't like clowns, so I understand why. And I had an idea of what the movie would be about. Fast forward to 2017, and no girlfriend. I want to watch this movie. I don't know when it comes out, but I kind of want to watch it. From what I've known and from what I've heard, Pennyback or Pennywise, I think the clown's name is Pennywise, I think, who would always throw like these jokes or like these cynical, they had cynical humor, and would have like comebacks or like just witty banter from people that have read books have said. So I'm hoping that they bring that back, because they have like this serious dark undertone with the way the clown looks. He looks all ugly with his like vampire, not even vampire teeth. It's like vampire bat, like bat teeth. He had teeth for bats, but they're really sharp. I don't know. I'd recommend watching it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna watch Detroit. Don't know about the Dark Tower. And then it's something cool on Saturday night. Saturday nights there used to be this thing called like Secret Celluloid Society, and they were holding this, like, I would guess, weekly screenings of different movies that they found to be appropriate to show. And they had showed, there were weeks where I'd gone there and they were showing, Taxi Driver, to Taxi Driver, to like Akira, the animated movie, to like Dazed and Confused, another fucking Matthew McConaughey movie, to, I don't know, what is it, Horror Night, or no, it was called Freak Night with really old Vincent Price. Well, yeah, like all of these different movies these cult classics, and they would put them up again, and I would go out and watch them in, what is it, I think they said 35 or 30 millimeter over at a theater called Old Cinema Miami Beach. But they moved to like a different location now, called the Night Owl Theater. That's not a good name. Only because there's a company not that well, I mean, it's kind of far, but in Miami called Night Owl Cookies, which is like a late night desert spot where you can just buy a bunch of different cookies. Why would you name your theater like literally the same thing as something else? I'm not gonna call my fucking theater Night Owl Cinema just because Night Owl is a popular phrase. I digress. But I recently found out that in Coral Gables there is a Coral Gables Cinema, and they as well have a Saturday midnight after hours program. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was, I didn't know there were a lot of them. They had showed I think like Reservoir Dogs, and I think Annie, the original Annie. I saw Reservoir Dogs, I think yesterday or the day before for the first time. So it's such a good movie. Holy shit. Everybody turns on it. Everybody dies. Shit. Yeah. The movie I was interested in watching is fucking Mad Max. The cool thing about it is Mad Max in black and white. Well, it's called a black and chrome edition. And it's crazy because I've never seen Mad Max. But to see Mad Max in black and white, at one point I was a little skeptical of it. I'm like, maybe I should watch it in full color because I'm in love with color. In anything in my work, in my photography work, or like even in my only video that I can prove that I have a little videography work, everything I do has to have a lot of vibrant, like not even vibrant colors, just colors. But it's funny because apparently George Miller, who's like the director of this movie, says that the best version of this movie is black and white. I'm like, what? And then I've seen a couple of still shots with the half color and half black and white. It sort of does. I can sort of see where he comes from. Like there's that sort of like intensity of the scenes, and the drama comes almost to real life when something is black and white, because it just gets a little bit more surreal because it's a movie that's in color. You can already envision it and imagine it in your mind to be true. Because naturally you watch something with color, you're gonna think, hey, this could be exactly something that I could go through because it's black and white. And in almost any movie that's actually realistic, unlike some fucking sci-fi movie like Alien, talking about shit like like Taken, and I don't know, maybe you put yourself in a Fight Club, except for the psychological part behind it. I don't know. But shit like that could, you can envision yourself in doing. And then Mad Max, I mean, from the shit that I've heard, even in color, I bet you can envision yourself do shit in the universe of Mad Max. But whatever. All I'm saying is, I'm watching it in black and white, and I've never seen the movie before. I've been told it's the best version. So you know what? I'm going to go watch the best version of Mad Max. Alright, I don't know how long I went out of there. So, what is this? It's It's the month of August 1st. I am deciding that this is going to be the first month of my new weight loss program, my new eating schedule. Gotta drink more water, trying to design my room up a bit. Being a homebody kind of sucks, sort of become an extreme introvert. People that I work with, actually one person that I work with has been interested in like hanging out and having a drink. Other than that, don't really like talk to anybody, which is kind of sad. Used to be very friendly with a lot of people, and then to the point where I had my own share of drama with a few. So a lot of people have drama in their lives to keep their lives interesting. I don't see why. Well, I do see why not, because sometimes you don't really need drama. But now that I'm almost drama free, it's like, wow, what is there left to do? I watch movies, I watch shit that I'm into, I do stuff that I'm into. It's just unfortunate that I don't really interact with a lot of people. Now, I am going to get the skateboard coming up. I bought a skateboard not that long ago. I actually bought the deck, and I had bought the grip tape too a while back, but there was nothing really, there was no real skate shops like in Miami at all. The only one that I thought of, I went to, and they were closed down. I'm like, what? It's weird because I looked up on the website. It's MIA Skate Company, or like MIA Skating, whatever. And their website is still up. They still have their address prominently shown. But when I Googled it, it said closed now. And I'm like, oh, whatever. The next day, it closed down. The next weekend, closed down. So I decided to drive over there. And literally, you look inside the place where on Google Maps shows there's like a huge storefront. And I mean, it's like the side of a store in like this really small shopping place. Right next to right next to either Washington. Yeah, I think it's right next to Washington Avenue. Or Ocean Drive, whatever it was. And yeah, it looked really full and packed. But when I drove past it, it was literally looked like it had a for rent sale and then nothing in there with literally a MIA sticker right above the door. So bought the parts online. With that, I'll be more inclined to like leave the house and skate and go outside, especially during the afternoons, because if I go to the gym in the morning and then I come back home and I just sit around, try to eat healthy, but I just watch movies and like, write stuff down and find shit to do, I'm exactly just doing that, sitting around doing nothing. So I bought a skateboard again because I wanted to, be more active during the afternoon. And I could sweat 2 times a day. I don't know. Maybe it'll be beneficial. I also want to learn how to fucking ollie, fucking shove it, and then, maybe fucking kickflip. I don't want to be those dudes who do like skating is their life, because I find other shit to do. But I used to be a skater before, like I remember back in the day when I was super young and my dad bought me this skateboard, like this super cheap. I think it was like Echo skateboard. Like imagine like Echo, a clothing company, making a fucking skateboard. I don't know if it was Echo because it had like a gorilla design instead of a rhino, but I think it also could have been like a Walmart board because it did have like these super cheap wheels that look kind of thick. But whatever, I was happy with it. I was riding around with it all the time. Whenever my parents would go walking, I would just have it on me and I just ride around. I think I stopped using it and gave it to like a cousin or some shit like that. Oh my god. So sorry if you hear that creaking noise. I didn't even know that shit was on the entire time. It's just a fan right above me, like a ceiling fan, but it's old, so I did not know if you heard any of that weird, like it sort of blah blah blah. It sort of sounded like some static, whatever. But yeah, skateboarding. Yeah, and then I think like 2 years ago, was it 2-3 years ago, I'm skating next to this school, not that far from my house. I'm just in a corner. I'm going too fast, listening to music, kicking way too hard and way too fast, and I'm supposed to make this like very very sharp corner because I didn't want to go on the street and make the turn. It's like where the sidewalk ends and there's like a crosswalk. There's like a little mini intersection. I didn't want to get on the intersection because, cars, I could see cars coming from that same direction. So trying to make that turn, I guess I just went too hard. I stumbled. I must have bent my knee the wrong way. I just lost balance. Propelled myself way towards the street. I thank God no cars were there, but the moment I fell down and got up, there was a car approaching me, so I quickly got up. But it was then and there that I had a hairline fracture on my bone called scaphoid. Now, if you put up your left hand, face it in front of you. Make sure your palm is facing you. That little chunky meat between the thumb and the actual wrist, like that chunky side of skin and muscle, that huge space had a huge hairline fracture on it on the inside, like the bone part. Because I basically fell and put on my weight on one hand and, fell on the floor, fell on the street, got up, and just kept on skating. Now, it didn't hurt that bad when I first fell, but what did hurt was how fucking idiotic I was that instead of taking it to the doctor and having it checked out, although, I'm always wrapping it up because it kept on hurting, I would fucking go play soccer and footballing all the time. No lie. I would have a, what am I thinking of? I had a regular glove on, like a doctor's glove. I guess plastic or Velcro. I don't know, latex glove. I had a latex glove. Then I put on like some boxing hand wraps. Then I think I added. Then I think I put like tape or something, like some medical tape around the thumb. I added like a regular wrist brace, and then I wrapped the brace with like a headband or something like that, just so anything that would touch my hand wouldn't hurt that bad, and it would be like sort of a comfy, like a little comfy cushion, plushie. That's the word I was looking for. Like a little cushion to anything that gets hit by the hand. So if I'm the goalie of a soccer game, I could use my left fucking hand, like my arm as a club, and swat the ball away. But of course that would hurt. And then the more that I did it, the more it got worse. So I mean, look, I'll pull it up. That was my fucking hand not that long ago when I broke it. And then I just decided to break it even more by playing all these like soccer games and football games. And it got worse. I got the surgery. And, years later, it's a little bit better, but it still kind of hurts. But yeah, that's the reason why I stopped skating. And during that time when I was skating, I had a small group of friends that just skated. And then we met other skaters in FIU, this university not that far from my house. I can literally just walk there. But if I was gaining some friends by just skating around, who's to stop me from skating around again? So bought a skateboard, and fuck it. If I'm gonna say that I don't have any friends, then might as well gain some friends that are into the shit that I'm into. Now, to move on from all of that little notes, which is a pretty cool story, pretty cool shit of mine. If I had more shit to say, I'd totally start talking about it. And it's been 30 minutes, so that's really dope. Now, I have a few topics that I want to talk about. One of them, well, let me skip this one. It's about, all right. So I didn't want to talk about Game of Thrones because although it is a really good show, whatever, it's a really good show. So there's this new show that HBO wanted to make called Confederate, and it's the Game of Thrones creators who wanted to make this show. Creators. I don't think is it R.R. Martin? I'm not sure. He's the one that created the books. Maybe not the one that created the show. But it's called Confederate. It's basically if the South had won the Civil War, what would come off of it, and like the show part behind it. Now, I did want to just say that if you're offended by this idea of the show, I am totally on your boat, but I can't really judge this only by what's said. I want to see the content behind it, because if you're gonna show me like a documentary about like white people and the slaves, you're probably gonna get a lot of white people talking about the times when what happened in like History Channel shit, basically. So something as cool as this, where it's like a show, as like a fictional show, as in this would have happened if they would have won, how would shit go down? Now, I found this cool article on USA Today that said there were like 4 possible situations that would have actually happened if the South would have won. And it's pretty cool. One of them would say a successful confederacy would be an imperial confederacy. Basically, that would mean that during the time that they wanted to have their slave labor get like cotton, I guess. In this article, they're saying that the Confederacy wanted to make their slave labor cotton empire, as it says in the article, and then move it into Central and South America. So basically, go out to Central and South America, I guess, unfortunately, use more slaves to get more cotton, and basically have some trade off of that, and then have that as an successful, I don't know if it's an import or export, because they'd still be selling it to other people, and at the time, cotton was this huge thing. So imagine that. If cotton was a big thing back in the day, imagine now if if the South would have won. I think we would have been completely reversed, like many years, like reverse engineer basically life. Then another scenario would be that they would have triggered further secessions. That means when a country wants to, when a state, well, usually I guess a country wants to have, when a place wants to be its own country. I want to say that. I could easily fact check, but we don't do any fact checking. Although I did some last week, whatever. I don't know if you remember the Cal exit. I think it was like last year, 2016 or 2015. California had this bill drawn up, or I think it was like an idea. I'm not sure. That it was supported by a lot of people that California, the state of California, would secede from the United States of America and be its own, I would say, republic. I don't know. I'm only saying that because most things like Republic of Korea, Republic of like the Congo, I'm not sure. They just have like, it's just its own little like its own place. So I would, California would have been its own country right next to the United States. That would have been one of the things that would have happened if the South would have won. So that's a scenario to be interested, to be thinking about if the show would go that way. Another one would have been that a successful Confederacy would have found ways for slavery to evolve, from cotton picking to cotton manufacturing and beyond. Well, yeah, that's basically saying if, the Confederates would have won, they would have exhausted their resources until, unfortunately, make their slaves do more work for them. That would mean make them, as in the white people, would make them more money. And, whatever makes people wealthier, they want to be greedy. So I would imagine if it was more success, it was out of this was blah, 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 blah. If out of the South would have won, shit would have gone down and fucking slavery would have gone from just cotton picking to, I don't know, do some, unfortunately you can sort of see it now, but like have African Americans only do one job, like do pick up the trash every week, dishwash, I don't know, like back end jobs. I would assume jobs that I'm assuming that aren't taken serious. I don't know. It's just some shit to think about. And the other one would be a successful Confederacy would be a zero-sum economy. Let me read that. In the world of Confederate, the economy would be a hierarchy with no social mobility, since mobility among economic classes would open the door to economic mobility across racial lines. Ah, okay. I sort of get it now. At the top would be the elite slave-owning families holding down most of the working class jobs. There's no middle class. Beyond that would be a vast reservoir of restless and unemployable whites, free but bribed into corporation by Confederate government subsidies and racist propaganda. Okay, so yeah, it's basically saying that people who would control most of the economy are the rich ones holding down the slaves. Maybe not even holding down, owning this. Unfortunately, I just don't want to use that word because it's like, fuck, it's such a disrespect. It's these Confederates owning these slaves and just being greedy with their money, essentially, not really giving any money out to anybody else but themselves, and not really paying their workers, because at this moment right now people are paid to work. Back in those days, the white people would never work. They just got paid off their trade, that their slaves would be in charge of picking the materials for. That's pretty fucked up. Confederate, I mean, a lot of people have their sayings about this, just because it's sort of going against social roles at the moment where we're trying to progress and trying to move forward from all this shit. Something like this would be, very, if this show would be taken as like a very serious show as like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad or The Wire was taken, then it might have some society like backlash behind it, as it already does now, but of course it's worse. We'll see how that goes. I'm not that excited to watch it. The only reason why I am excited is because it's from the Game of Thrones creators, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like this very well produced, highly done, sort of like 3D not 3D. Like use of VFX. Like I just we'll see how the show goes. You know, although whatever. Oh my fucking god! All right, this topic right here. Will you need a driving license in the age of self-driving cars? All right, I might not even get to the article right now, just because self-driving cars is like. Have you ever stubbed your toe on the corner of a fucking counter or whatever? Self-driving cars is sort of like that feeling that you get, like the hit and the pain, to me, because how are you gonna go ahead and drive? How are you gonna go in a car that's basically autopilot, taking you from point A to point B on today's roads? Are you fucking kidding me? I first of all, I live in Miami. In Miami, there's bumper to bumper traffic from like 4 p.m. to like 8 p.m. If you go, and that's not that's like people leaving their jobs from all over the place. Sorry, I was kind of burping. And you can't really go anywhere from like 8:30 to like 10. And mind you, a lot of people have 9 to 5s. So you're gonna have to leave your house at like 8, maybe 7:15, 7:30 to start driving our happy ass out of here to get to your boring ass job, doing some pencil pushing, some data processing, taking you an hour to get to your job, have your lunch, have your snackety snack, leave at fucking 5 to get back home by 7? Yo. And they think self-driving cars would be a good idea? Mind you, I you know, from the reports that I've seen, all of these driving, like all of these tests for self-driving cars have been places in like Wyoming, Nevada, shit, like states where there aren't a lot of like volume. Now I see a picture here that says a Google self-driving car being tested in California. Now California has similar traffic patterns as Miami does, because when I went to LA not that long ago, maybe like 2 years ago, well, it was kind of long. The very first day I experienced LA traffic because we were driving from the airport to the house that we were staying in. And I don't know how long it took us, but holy shit, now that was bumper to bumper traffic. And dude, it was like 9, maybe it was somewhere between 8 to 10 p.m. and it was still traffic. So, you know, I don't know how it takes in California, although I did hear a funny joke saying, you know, fuck LA traffic. It took some dude like 40 minutes to get to his house and drive to like the gas station for like a pack of backwoods or some shit like that. That was pretty funny. But listen, the only way that self-driving cars would be, I guess, ideal, something that would be smart, would to have it be on a rail. Like if you get rid of the street entirely and have like some magnetized back rail system that literally moves your car from point A to point B, registering people that are on the road to know who's on the road, and you know what accidents you'd have to go for like go around, and traffic signs and shit like that. You have to program shit like this. You can't really just put in a self-driving car in the middle of the road and just let it drive, hoping that tests say otherwise from people. I don't know, because I saw something that's saying, I don't know if it was in California or Colorado or Oregon, like this massive 18-wheeler drove 100-something miles straight with nobody in it. No one was driving in it. It was self-driving. That's the thing. It was driving straight. It was driving a straight course, albeit for a couple of 100 miles. And I don't know how fast they were going. And it was traffic going on this highway, but it was going straight. You can't really account for, people that are stupid and make a right on a red light. Although, you know, people in Miami do it, I do it. A lot of people in other places see that and they're like, yo, it's pretty illegal. What the fuck are you doing? People that run red lights, people that run stop signs. You fucking kidding me? Literally, like, I don't know. The only way to explain, I don't know, man. You have to, like, seriously go out and program a fucking roadway, get rid of the streets and add some technological, I don't know, some shit that's connected to some system and a network that recognizes these self-driving cars. And I don't know, it'll be like some distant future where AI is like the biggest thing, artificial intelligence, and literally you just walk into your car, press a button, and then everything is done for you. You go to point A to point B easily enough, and then you see a whole bunch of people with the same cars in the same system. It's just, driving cars on a fucking road where people are just dumb, I do not agree with that. Oh yeah, right here it says, in Paris and in Helsinki, robot buses are shuttling passengers along city streets, while in Colorado, an 18-wheeler truck drove beer straight for 120 miles down a highway without a driver. See, I can't go and fucking trust a driverless car. Although, yeah, there are plans to test driverless cars on UK roads and motorways from 2019. I mean, from shit that I've seen, UK is really wavy in regards to roads. Like, it's really like zigzaggy, so maybe it could be a good thing. UK already has a shuttle bus, supermarket delivery van, and self-driving cars. Google cars in California are averaging over 5,000 miles between human drivers taking control. Volvo sensors can spot a Sweden's moose, but struggle with Australia's kangaroos. What the fuck? India has decided to not allow driverless cars to protect jobs. Well, that's another thing right there. Uber, taxi drivers, all of that would literally cease to exist. Lyft, anything that's service-wise when it comes to cars, limo drivers, like, all of that nonsense would go away so fast. Whoever makes these self-driving cars be the biggest thing, I feel you, I understand you, I don't agree with you unless you put some motorway that replaces all of these roads. I'm literally envisioning like this black road that's just glides your car to and fro. I'm thinking about some like steampunk fucking future shit. But hey, they make self-driving cars, they can easily make some self-driving well, if they make some self-driving cars, why not put some self-driving roads? I don't know, man, some shit. Reminded me of the whole, there was a discussion between, I think it was Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Now, I'm a huge Elon Musk fan because that dude has a bunch of money and has invested on a bunch of something called SpaceX. I mean, I wish I had known more about Elon Musk before I brought him up, but he's just a really fucking cool dude with his money. Unfortunately, he's just very awkward. But there was a thing. Oh, sorry, guys, I'm yawning. There was a thing that were talked about, I think like last week or the week before, that Elon Musk is scared of artificial intelligence, something that they shouldn't be tampered with. And then Mark Zuckerberg said that there's nothing to be scared about artificial intelligence if we program it and work the right ways, make it seem like it can't really think by themselves. The only thing about that is it fucking reminds me of like Terminator, reminds me of Her with Joaquin Phoenix, and it also reminded me of that Disney Channel original movie that had like this talking house. That wife was kind of hot, but it was like this talking house that was sort of like a dead wife's like soul behind it. Some shit like that, I don't even remember. But I'm into technology. Like, I don't have any of these cool gaming consoles. I don't have like virtual reality shit, but I also don't have asshole. What the fuck? I actually also have no like idea in regards of augmented reality versus virtual reality. Shit like that can, easily have someone distracted for hours. But the whole, everything behind that, the FBI and the CIA or whatever, one of them two, is known to like tamper with like video cameras and like laptop cameras and like phone cameras. I'm already fucking nodding to the FBI officer watching me right now speaking to this fucking computer. But I'm saying what's up to him, although he can't see me. But the fact that AI is something to be, I think AI is something to be scared of. Are you fucking kidding me? Have you not seen like iRobot? Have you not seen any fucking movie where like robots take control? There's even a bunch of shows. I mean, I think there was like a TV show back in the 90s or whenever I was fucking born in the 90s, like maybe in the 2000s, where humans and robots work together. It's like on some Transformer shit. Not really Transformers. But they were basically selling the idea that robots and humans can work together and fuck shit up. I don't know. I haven't really experimented with AI. I don't really have one of those Alexas that, it's either Alexa. Yeah, it's Alexa. That's Amazon. Like some little box that you could call out and like answer shit for you. I think there's one for Google. I don't know which one it is. Maybe you just say, "Okay, Google," and then like somebody answers like, "Yeah, what do you want?" But from I heard a friend of mine say that his Alexa heard, like they were watching a movie like in the living room, and it had, I guess, somebody doing some domestic violence or some shit like that, like some whatever movie they were watching. Some guy was beating on a girl, and it was pretty loud. And then Alexa was literally said and heard from the movie. Its response was, "I will call the proceeding to call emergency services," or some shit like that. And then my friend was like, "What the fuck?" Goes over to Alexa and hears beep 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 beep, like 911. Hears a ringtone or two, and then tells Alexa to hang up. So it's kind of crazy that Alexa's already understood where the movie was coming from. I'm guessing, and literally called the police. And that's without the guy saying, "Hey, call the police," or do anything of it. See, that's where I'm kind of fucked over. Like, not fucked over. That's where I think about AI and shit. Like, eventually they're gonna have a mind on their own. I myself don't want anybody to have opposing opinions, or not even opposing opinions. What am I talking about? I just don't want anybody to fucking know what I'm doing. So if I have an Alexa and I'm, I don't know, I guess watching a movie and there's people beating up on each other, I don't want somebody to go, "Hey, I'm gonna call the police for you." No. But I'm also not gonna go out and get a robot because I'm lazy, because I don't want to cook or I don't want to clean. Fucking look at Roomba. Roomba literally was just exposed. Whatever company was exposed as to recording the information about a house, and I guess I don't think the company is selling it, but they own this information. And they're saying, "We're not going to do anything with it. We just know it." There's no fucking consent sign. There's no contract for that. That's pretty illegal. And then I don't know if it was LG or JVC or Zenith. I don't know what, or something with a V. I think it's something with a V. This TV company, like whatever makes like actual TVs. There's one that records everything you do, goes and gives it out to this company, and this company can easily give out what people's interests are, not people's interests are, or like people do and watch. See, technology is already crazy, and that's because people make it so. People just want everything to. Why do people care so much that they have to see everything? I understand that the CIA has to do some bullshit where they don't want anybody to go and research how to make bombs and shit, or how to fucking be a terrorist in whatever state they live in. But why do you have it so where my Roomba is literally downloading the schematics of my room and giving it out to somebody that I don't need to have known my fucking house detail? Why? And then the TV shit. Like, that has to be illegal, man. Why the fuck is that even a thing? Fuck, like I'm just mad now. Cause fuck. Fuck, dude. That's just like it just has me so unanimated. Like, you can't trust anything anymore. I use my phone every fucking day. I use my laptop every day. I watch TV every now and then. Why the fuck do I want somebody to know what I'm doing? I don't. Nobody wants that. But nobody is safe. Not even the FBI. The FBI aren't safe to know that the person that they're investigating is or isn't a terrorist, you know? There's always your what ifs behind it, but it's just like, damn. Leave me the fuck alone, man. I can't. I mean, I've proven myself to show that I'm not a fucking terrorist, but anybody can be a fucking. Anybody can insinuate terror. As. I mean. Let me see how much time I got. Alright, hopefully I have this. I can show you this video. It's this video. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Fuck this fucking timing. I'm gonna wait until I find this video. Ah, here we go. I found it now. Alright. So, I'm gonna put it up here. You know what? Let's... Should I have some commentary behind it? Okay. So, here we go. I found it. I'm gonna show you this video, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Oh, he put out a case. Get off me, bro!
You can clearly see that he has some sort of automatic weapon. Don't know if what gun it is, but he has a fucking automatic weapon. Let's keep watching.
Get the fuck off me! David! Get the police! Call the police! Now! Get the fuck off me, bro!
Notice how he says, call the police, as he's the one that owns this fucking gun.
Get off me, Ryan! Stop, bro! Stop! Get off me!
Yeah, y'all
Get him, bro. Yo, get him, bro. Before you shoot this shit. Stop! I'm not gonna shoot. Just let me leave. Just let me leave, bro. Let me leave. Put the strap down, bro. Stop! I don't want to shoot it. Stop, bro. Y'all tripping, bro. Stop, bro.
Bro, all you gotta do is put the strap down, bro. You tripping.
Bro, you just gotta put the strap down. You tripping. See, I don't know the backstory behind that video. I don't know shit about behind that video. I saw it on Twitter and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I myself kind of got scared. Talking about terrorists, any fucking white person with an automatic weapon is a fucking terrorist, man. God damn. It's just the reason why I'm so high. It's like media outlets refuse to have bad ratings because they wanted to cater to their fucking whatever their demographic may be. Cause I don't want to be. I already talked shit about white people last week. I don't want to do much about it this week. But this white dude had a gun. I don't know what. You have no idea what he's gonna do with it. He can literally shoot up the entire neighborhood, or he can shoot at one person. But that's I don't know if it's a military grade weapon. It looked like it. It's a fucking automatic weapon. You're gonna come and tell me that all black people are bad when you can easily pinpoint and find out all of these white terrorists in the United States of America? White terrorists. Get that through your fucking thick skull. Look at that. That's not even one example. There's so many other examples. I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and call these police officers who shoot these black people white terrorists, but somebody's got to say it. There's a bunch of police. On Twitter, I can't really pinpoint exactly where I found it a long while back. This dude killed the police officer, and then a bunch of people, conservatives, were pissed off to find out it was some white juvenile looking dude, looking like some Macaulay Culkin, like did a bunch of heroin or some shit. Grew a weird goatee, a bunch of weird tattoos, like he's a black guy. Not even a black guy. It's kind of racist of me. I'm so sorry for saying that. But trying to, like, you know, imitate the culture. I assure you, this guy was trying to imitate the culture. And shoots up, I don't know who, kills a police chief. And no one talks about it. No one's talking about it because it was a white guy. And then the news headline said, no, white male from I don't know where shot this dude and is now facing I don't know how many charges. But if you go out and find a black guy shoot somebody else, it's out of this fucking discriminatory propaganda about how black people are bad, showing a picture of this dude with like guns and, like, you know, whatever they pull off their Facebook, and the most menacing photo they put up live. They don't put up their graduating photo of them, you know, successfully, I don't know, doing anything else, just having to have some weird mugshot looking picture and put that up. Everybody's racist, man. It's so fucked. 2017 and no one has bothered to progress. I mean, Barack Obama he was like on the right side, although people at the time that were against him did not want to deal with progress, but we were progressing. Now that we have this fucking idiot of a president, everybody just decided to fucking join together and literally talk, like, just do not want to, they don't want to side with each other and fucking just want to bring death to people that don't agree with shit. I mean, I'm not explaining it that well because I don't want to go into that deep into it, but now after so much has happened, Donald Trump has started talking about God and how he wants everybody to know that if you don't follow the government, follow God. That's him getting like picking on his last straws of his supporters and saying that everything that he does is going to be for God. And people that are diehard Christians are agreeing with him, saying, yes, Donald Trump, God is life. God is brought you to us, and fuck everybody else that disagree. They're the ones. Those same people are the ones were fucking doing the Sieg Heil and saying Hail Trump and doing the fucking hand motion in their fucking in any of Trump's rallies. We live in a fucked up world, man. This whole episode was just shit one after the other, man. This is a good episode. I have two last stories. I did want to talk a little bit more about stuff, but I did go really hard and in depth. I didn't go out and like read articles like I did last week, something that I found kind of awkward in doing. But, you know, it's cool that I talked about shit. Now, as I was looking up my Florida Man story for today's Florida Man segment, this week's Florida Man segment, in the same website, I found something else that happened in Virginia. Headline says, Virginia mom allegedly said she killed her daughter to save her from aliens by sending her to heaven. A 27-year-old Virginia mother accused of fatally shooting her 6-year-old daughter allegedly told investigators that she wanted to send the girl to heaven to spare her from aliens. Here's the thing. It's a funny story, haha. It's weird that she killed the daughter, but just the premise of the story that it's behind the aliens is funny. But, says here, somewhere here. Hayes, which is the ladies, the Virginia mom was arrested on Virginia mom was arrested on charges of first-degree murder, attempted murder, 2 counts of use of a firearm, possession of methamphetamine, and having a firearm while in possession of these drugs. And she also pleaded not guilty. God, oh my God. Basically, she was on meth and just killed her kid. It says here, the attorney wrote in his motion that his client's mental condition and chronic drug use made it impossible for her to lawfully waive her right to remain silent when she was questioned. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. Says here, allegedly, Virginia Mom's speech was incoherent when she was first taken to the speech for screening, and then finds out that she had medical tests showed methamphetamine, amphetamines, and marijuana was in Virginia Mom's system. So, she had psychosis? Oh, okay, yeah. Here's the juicy part. Throughout her interview with police, quote, she detailed her psychosis that she believed her daughter and son were in danger from aliens, and she thought she was going to save her daughter by sending her to heaven. At the time, the kid, the boy, the three-year-old son, was in the home but didn't get shot. Then he is also placed in custody of to a family member, according to the police. I mean, if you look at this mugshot, she doesn't seem crazy. She actually looks kind of like one of my ex-girlfriends. It's kind of, sort of. Nothing. I digress. It's kind of, hey. Nothing. Hey. I don't see where the psychosis comes from, but anybody can just literally find some meth, smoke it, get into some shit, find out that they're not into what they're into, and just, I guess, some schizophrenia, some psychosis, some... I don't know. What is it? Heroin? Was it heroin? Oh, meth is a hell of a drug, and especially it's an upper, so it's literally like crack, but worse. It's worse than crack. Shout out to this woman, just because wanted to save her daughter from aliens. I want to save myself from aliens. Have you not seen The Fourth Kind? What? Alien comes through, fucks your shit up, abducts you your way, then you come back and then you're just probed and you have no idea what you're saying because you're fucking brainwashed and people are asking you all these questions that they don't know what just happened to you, but you're just there like, See, I wouldn't save my daughter from aliens, but as in, if there was an alien outbreak and I had to save my daughter, then yeah, of course. But I'm not gonna go shoot my daughter in order to save her. That's silly. So shout out to this Virginia mom. All right. So for the last segment, for the Florida Man segment, my favorite segment, we have somebody actually not that far from here, from Hialeah, Florida. I've been to Hialeah a few times, so I'm not that far from Hialeah. Headline says, Florida man accused of setting his girlfriend... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's say that again. Florida man accused of setting his pregnant girlfriend on fire in front of her children, is now on the run. This was posted July 31st, so that was yesterday. Wow, I just dated this episode. I'm trying really hard not to date the episode, but whatever. It says here, according to a police report, 32-year-old Noel Grulon got into a domestic dispute with his 27-year-old girlfriend over cigarettes. Then police allege he doused her in gasoline and lit her on fire. She ran to the shower to extinguish the flames. Suffered second-degree burns on her torso. And according to the police report, the woman's 2 young children from a previous relationship, ages 4 and 1, witnessed the incident. God damn it, off of cigarettes? This is not Grulon's first brush with the law. It's been confirmed that he was on probation after serving 12 years in state prison for armed robbery, aggravated battery, and carjacking. Police say that he had fled the scene in the 2007 Ford pickup truck. Goes by the alias King Castro. If anybody knows information, call the Hialeah police. Now, this guy looks like some random dude just in Publix buying some feta chips with like hummus and like some fish on the side. I don't know. But to burn someone over cigarettes. Now, let's think about it clearly. Let's hear both sides. All right. What would institute someone getting pissed off of cigarettes? Maybe all of the cigarettes are wet. They're broken. He smoked too many out of my packet. Not that I smoke cigarettes. Got me the wrong kind. I don't know. Like, simple shit like that can easily be fixed. I don't think there's anything worthy of dousing somebody on fire because over cigarettes. I mean, come on. What the fuck is that guy? What's his name? Noel? What type of name is Noel? Fuck out of here, you fucking weird ass dude. I was really passionate in this episode, but at the end of it kind of died down. Reason why I want to cut it right now is because I got to take a massive shit that I've been holding in. I don't know for how long, but goddamn. Yeah, it was an alright episode. I'll come back next week with a little movie reviews here and there. I talked a little bit more about the movies in the beginning. That's what took a long time, so I'm sorry about that if you're not into it. As always, I'm going to leave a little time code. I'm going to leave a little timestamps in the description to have you guys figure out when is what, and if you guys want to hear what sections, if you guys want to hear it at all. Please, guys, have a good weekend. Everybody have a good time. If you want, you can follow me on Facebook. Wow, it's the first time I plug my shit. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, they're both at Astronaut Omar altogether. At Astronaut Omar, if you want to follow me on there. Yeah, this was a good week. Well, it's been a good week so far. Let's see how it goes. Yo, I really need to take this shit. Alright, guys, have a good weekend. See y'all next week. Peace out.